morning. It's just coming up for 7 o'clock and it's been a busy morning this morning. I've just weighed anchor and I'm on my way out of Biscayne Bay. It's been I'm so used to now sandy anchorages that coming up with all mud and everything on the anchor was pretty gross. Yeah, so it's been a busy morning. I got up early, I did my engine checks and everything. I had to top up a little bit of oil because I think yesterday when I was in full revs trying to cope with that gale, it consumed a bit of oil. It seems to consume oil when you're on full revs. So I dived on the prop, and yeah, it was jam-packed full of sargassum. Anyway, cleaned it all up easily enough, and that's done. Now I took advantage of the opportunity to have a nice hot shower as well. So hot shower, hot bowl of soup last night, I got my coffee, good night's sleep. Lunatic zooming past me. You know, I mean, that's a crazy speed to be going at, coming into the mouth of a little channel like this. Anyway, yeah. So now just to motor back through the mangrove and then back into the whole channel on my way down to Tavernier Key, hopefully tonight. That is Tavernier Key behind me. Oh, that's not. That's Tavernier. Is it? I don't know. What's this? Maybe that's Tavernier Key over there, and that's some little island. I'm anchored here, and that island is to protect me from the south winds, which all the forecasts have. However, and plus, I've just spent the last 10 hours battling my way in that direction entirely against the wind. The wind was perfectly in my face the whole way, and as soon as I put the anchor down, now the wind has flipped around and is coming from the north. My plan is only to anchor here for 6-7 hours, maybe 8 hours, get up super early, because the next leg is 42 miles to Marathon, and get on a mooring in advance of the bad weather. Now I'm on my way home, I kind of just want to get there. Luckily, it was a beautiful night with light winds and a full moon, leading into a stunning sunrise, appropriately accompanied by religious music. So I'm just motor sailing. There's a bit of wind, not a lot. I left Tavernier Key at about 1 AM, and now I've got about 15 miles to go, I guess, something like that. I can't speak because I'm so tired. I have almost come full circle. I don't know if I can get this because I'm wobbling around on the boat. Whoops, no, zoom out. That is Sombrero Reef. That is Marathon over there. Boot Key, and there's you go around the end. Whoops, come on. So go around the end, and then inside there's a big mooring field in there. And I have to say, I did a bloody good job of mooring single-handed. Anyway, that's it. Now I'm moored for the next couple of days. So next task is to get the dinghy in the water. Offering a little bit of sensory overload. Yeah, this is all a little overwhelming, but I'm sure I'll get used to it pretty quickly. The lady at the marina said there's this fancy place here called Steak and Lobster, white tablecloths, or no tablecloths, overseas, coldest beer in town, good food and good beer, and I think that is the one for me. How the F do I get across the road? The sizzling burritos. After the best meal I'd eaten in several weeks, and a couple of very reasonably priced beers, I headed back to the boat to enjoy the evening. Okay, I'm off filling up diesel at the minute. As you can probably see, I did my laundry this morning. Along with a few other sailing YouTube channelers, I took advantage of the marina facilities to catch up on my editing. I'm going to the shops to A, go to the ice cream shop that was recommended to me, and B, go to grocery store just to get a few little things, milk and some soft drinks for the next leg. And they have bikes at the marina you can borrow, so that's what I've done. This one has panniers, which is going to be useful. The only thing is the seat doesn't go up, so I'm in a bit of a weird cycling position, but there you go. Can't have everything. Here it is, hopefully worth the effort. Hi. Okay, so I just cycled 3 miles for this ice cream. Key lime, raspberry chocolate chip. Worth every pedal. Good morning, it's Monday the 5th, I think, and I am heading north. The goal today is to get to a place called Shark River, which is just on the edge of the Everglades. And anchor up overnight there, or maybe not overnight, maybe just for a few hours, get a bit of sleep, maybe some dinner, and then winds look favourable, touch wood, later on this evening or overnight, to press on up towards Fort Myers as well, or Marco Island and then Fort Myers. Yeah, so this is the last kind of big leg from here up to Port Charlotte. First off, I had to get under a 7 Mile bridge. Okay, it's just coming up to 5:45, or it's just after 5:45, so 12 hours on the move, and 40 something miles, so really good progress. The wind turned much more northerly earlier than it was shown in the forecast, So my original plan to go up to Shark River, so the way the wind was forecast, it was supposed to be from the kind of northwest, which meant I had to go up to Shark River, and I was going to anchor there overnight and then continue up tomorrow when the wind swings round to the east. In practice, because the wind was straight out of the north almost from set word go, I ended up going northwest towards a place called Marcus Island or Marco Island, something like that, which is my stop the day after the Shark River. But the wind kind of carried on swinging round to the west, so my course curved around further and further and further west, and eventually I got pretty much as far west as I wanted to go, and I was heading directly due west. At that point I decided to tack, and now I'm heading a little bit east of north. Yeah, so I reckon I should clear the peninsula. You probably can't see, but you see in the distance. In the distance there's a bunch of clouds. I think that's where Marcus Island is. That's the kind of Everglades Peninsula comes out, then runs north from there. So I think I should get there around about midnight. Oh, fish. Yeah, I reckon I should get there around midnight, and at some point tonight, theoretically, the wind is going to shift around to the northeast, in which case I will then tack again, and I'll head out a little bit to give the peninsula a wide berth. Okay, it's been a heck of a night so far. I'm trying to find somewhere out of the wind. Just when it got dark, wind started picking up, which is kind of not uncommon. So I reefed, and then it continued to build. So since 8, maybe 9, I've had pretty much consistent 30-knot winds, more or less being on. Sea's really rough. I was being knocked all over the place earlier on. Anyway, it's 4 o'clock. I've got about 2 hours to go before daylight, which I'll be happy to see, because then, well, I'll be able to see. Well, I'm glad to be out of that 30-knot wind and bloody choppy seas. That was a really long night, and I'm absolutely shattered. So I'm just coming up to Fort Myers Beach now. Good morning. It is just after 6:30. The sun is well up. It's 6:45 actually now. Got going about 6:30. And I've left Ding Anchorage. Ding Anchorage right there. That was another very comfortable night. I slept like a baby. I was in fact, I crashed on the sofa. I was that tired watching TV. Anyway, I had a great night's sleep. Woke up at 5 o'clock. Got up, engine checks, all that kind of good stuff, and on my way. So yeah, I'm heading up to the Myakka River, towards Port Charlotte, where there's a place called Safe Cove where I'm going to put the boat in storage. So this is going to be interesting. There's a lock I've got to go through. I watched a video, so hopefully it's not too much of an intellectual challenge. But I don't know what's going to happen when I get in the lock. So I'd rather have them on both sides just in case. There's some I prepared earlier. I've also got my line on start, and I'm just going to flake this here so I can grab it quite quickly. I'm just going to put this line up. Here, just so I have one. In the unlikely event that I need lines on both sides.
Luckily for me, it turned out that the lock was manned. The lockmaster called me straight in and told me to hold on to the ladder for the 3 minutes it took to even the water levels. I even avoided hitting the sides on the way out. There were a few twists and turns along the canal, and I concentrated on staying in the deepest part. One boat obviously tried to cut a corner and was stuck fast. I called out to offer assistance, but the crew had apparently already abandoned ship. Eventually, the canal opened up into a wider lagoon, where a few other boats were already anchored. So I got myself ready to drop the hook.
I think I need to get back to the helm pretty quickly.
Remember kids, never run on a boat. Except perhaps when you're anchoring solo in super shallow water.
Make sure I did mark. Make sure I did mark anchor position. I'm pretty sure I did. A little reward for quite a stressful day. So far successfully accomplished.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
And something of crisps.